Net neutrality. A lot of people are talking about it, but there seems to be a lot more confusion than understanding. Here's a quick explanation of what it is and why you should care. The internet is a really complicated hunk of technology, but a super simplified picture is that it works like this. At the top is some large internet provider that carries network traffic. These large companies have organizations as customers, places like universities, corporations, and home internet providers. In turn, these outfits supply internet services to individuals. But what we're concerned with here are these big companies at the top. These are sometimes called Tier 1 providers, meaning they provide internet to customers, but they don't need anybody else to provide internet to them. These big companies are often known by what other stuff they do besides providing internet access. Some are cable television companies, some are telephone companies. Others are purely in the business of delivering internet service. When you use the internet, let's say you send an email to your mother, it goes from your computer up to one of these so-called backbones, over to whoever provides your mother with service, and then down through the layers to her computer. The providers handle all the traffic equally. It doesn't matter if you're sending mail, playing an online game, using Facebook, or watching movies, the traffic flows freely. The concern here is that there's nothing forcing them to act this way. See, the internet is basically an anarchy. Not the destructive, chaotic kind, but the beneficial, collaborative kind. It's a global symbiosis. Everybody plays, everybody wins. But there's nobody at the top forcing everyone to play nice. And up until recently, it hasn't been a problem. But what if the cable TV company says, hey, we offer online video, but people from other networks can watch the videos. We're basically delivering content for our competition. We should refuse to let this video content pass through our network unless the other providers give us money. Another company says, we're the telephone company, and people are using the net instead of the phone to talk to each other. Maybe we should block or slow down voice chat. Another provider says to the other two, pay us extra money or we'll slow down your traffic when it passes through our servers. Now the important thing to remember is that everything I just mentioned is stuff that these providers have actually talked about. As of this recording, they haven't done anything about it, but they have expressed an interest in altering, blocking, or slowing down network traffic that passes through their network, unless somebody gives them money. I said before that the network is symbiotic. The networks deliver traffic for mutual benefit. But the moment a provider starts discriminating their traffic, as soon as they start delivering traffic that benefits them and blocking traffic that does not, they become parasites. That's not hyperbole. They're exploiting an open system to take without giving. Doing so at the Tier 1 level will break one of the fundamental principles of the network, which has been taken for granted from the very beginning. These companies ask, why should I deliver your traffic for free? And the answer is because everyone else delivers your traffic for free. Net neutrality is not a law, it's an idea. It's the idea that all of these providers should simply send and receive traffic without interruption or prejudice. I want to stress that nobody is trying to take away the ability of these providers to make money. If they want to charge extra for video content, they can do what Netflix does, what World of Warcraft does, which is to do business with individuals. If they find that delivering traffic isn't profitable enough, they're always free to raise prices on their customers. But what they're proposing is to alter the flow and behavior of traffic on the network. This would be like a mailman deciding that since he owns the mail truck, he should be able to go through the mail and change or discard any of the mail that he doesn't like. Some people advocate getting the government involved and somehow forcing net neutrality on the providers. Of course, the obvious question is, which government? The network is global, and nobody has the power to make any of these companies do anything with their own hardware unless a law is passed. International governments get along even worse than these companies, and it's possible that having a government in charge of the network is more dangerous to freedom and privacy than a bunch of bickering internet providers. The first solution that might come to mind would be to simply outlaw tampering with traffic at all, but that would make it illegal for these companies to fight spam and other security threats. Actually making a law that's effective and sensible requires way more technical knowledge than the typical politician can muster. It's entirely possible they might turn to industry experts to help them write these laws, but who do you think those experts will be? The ideal solution, or at least the one that would preserve the prosperity and growth we've enjoyed so far, would be for nobody to seize this power, for the benign anarchy to continue. This anarchy has existed for decades, but now the Tier 1 providers can't seem to control themselves, and some people are adamant that we should head them off with government oversight. So we seem to be left with the choice of having control of the network in the hands of companies or governments. Both of these are less optimal than what we have now. Thanks for watching.